皆さんこんにちは。ラジオ成田ボイスクルーの上川です。本日お届けするのは日本の昔話を英語でやってみようという企画です。今日のお話は海外でも一番多く紹介されていると言われている桃太郎ですが、後々はですね、千葉の民話なんかも英語でやってみたいなと考えています。今回は間奏曲にオカリナ奏者の藤田和子先生に作曲と演奏をお願いいたしました。先生、本当に素敵な間奏曲を作っていただきありがとうございます。では本編です。桃太郎 The Peach Boy. Once upon a time there were an old man and his old wife living in the countryside of Japan. The old man was a woodcutter. He and his wife were lonely without any children.One day, the old man went into the forest to cut firewood, and the old woman went to the river to wash their clothes. No sooner had she begun her washing than she was very surprised to see a big peach come floating down the river. It was the biggest peach she'd ever seen in all her life. She pulled the peach out of the river,and decided to take it home and give it to her husband for his supper that night. Late in the afternoon, the old man came home, and the old woman said to him, "Look, what a wonderful peach I found for your supper tonight."The old man said it was a truly beautiful peach.He was so hungry that he said, "Let's divide it and eat it right away." So the old woman brought a big kitchen knife and was getting ready to cut the peach in half. But just then, there was a sound of a human voice from inside the peach. "Wait! Don't cut me!" said the voice. Suddenly, the peach split open itself, and a beautiful baby boy jumped out of the peach. The old man and woman were astounded. But the baby said, "Don't be afraid. The God of heaven saw how lonely you two were, without any children. So he sent me to be your son."The old man and woman were very, very happy, and they took the baby boy to be their son. Since he was born from a peach, they named him Momotaro, which means Peach Boy. They loved Momotaro very much and raised him to be a fine boy. When Momotaro was about 15 years old, he went to his father and said, "Father, you have always been very kind to me. Now, I am a grown-up boy, and I must do something to help my country. Don't you think? In a distant part of the outside world,Beyond the sea, I hear there is an island named Ogre Island. Many wicked ogres live there, and they often come to our land and do bad things like carrying people away and stealing their things. So I'm going to go to Ogre Island and fight them and bring back the captured people and the treasure which they have hidden in the cave." Please, let me do this. The old man was surprised to hear this, but he was also very proud of Momotaro for wanting to help other people. So he and the old woman helped Momotaro get ready for his journey to Ogre Island. The old man gave him a sword and armor, and the old woman fixed him a good lunch of kibidango, millet dumplings. Then Momotaro began his journey, promising his parents that he would come back soon. Momotaro went walking toward the sea. It was a long way. As he went along, he met a spotted dog. The dog growled at Momotaro and was about to bite him. But then Momotaro gave him one of the kibidango. He told the spotted dog that he was going to fight the ogres on Ogre Island. So the dog said he'd go along too and help Momotaro for returning the favor of kibidango. Momotaro accepted the dog's offer. Momotaro and the spotted dog kept on walking, and soon they met a monkey. The spotted dog and the monkey started to have a fight, as monkeys and dogs never get along. But Momotaro explained to the monkey that he and the spotted dog were going to fight the ogres on Ogre Island. Then the monkey asked if he could go with them. Accepting his proposal, Momotaro gave the monkey another kibidango and let the monkey come with them. Momotaro and the spotted dog and the monkey kept on walking. Suddenly, they met a pheasant. The spotted dog and the monkey and the pheasant were about to start fighting. But when the pheasant heard that Momotaro was going to fight the ogres on Ogre Island, he asked if he could go too. So Momotaro gave the pheasant another kibidango and told him to come along. Momotaro as their leader, the spotted dog and the monkey and the pheasant, who usually hate each other, all became good friends and followed Momotaro faithfully. They walked a long way and finally reached the seashore. At the beach, Momotaro built a boat to cross the sea to the Ogre Island. They all got in the boat and started rowing across the sea toward Ogre Island. When they came within sight of the island, they could see that the ogres built very strong fort there. And there were many ogres. Some of them were red, some blue, and some black. First, the pheasant flew over the walls of the fort and began to pick at the ogres' heads. They tried to hit the pheasant with their sticks and clubs, but the pheasant was very quick and dodged all their blows. And while the ogres weren't looking, the monkey sneakily slipped up and opened the gate of the fort. Then Momotaro and the spotted dog rushed into the fort and started fighting against ogres too. It was a terrible battle. The pheasant pecked at the heads and eyes of the wicked ogres, and the monkey clawed at them, and the spotted dog bit them, and Momotaro cut them with his sword. At last, the ogres were completely defeated. They all bowed down low before Momotaro and promised never to do wicked things again. Then they brought Momotaro all the treasure they had stolen from the villages. It was the most wonderful treasure you would ever see. There was much gold and silver and many precious jewels. There was an invisible coat and hat, and a hammer that made a piece of gold every time you hit it on the ground. And many other wonderful things. Momotaro and his 3 helpers carried all that in their boat back to the land. After landing back to the shore, they made a cart out of the boat and put all the treasure in the cart and pulled it back to Momotaro's house. How happy the old man and woman were when they saw their son return safely from Ogre Island. They were very rich now with all the treasure that Momotaro had brought back. And they all lived together happily ever after. いかがでしたか？ではまた次回をお楽しみに。ラジオナイタボイスクルーの上川がお送りしました。